Today we talk about gear and we talk about a few things that's going on with the band that I'm in. Okay, so what we're running today is a 1999 Schecter 007 stock pickups because I like them. I have aftermarket pickups, don't get me wrong. Nice clean one. I got it for like $100. Can't beat a 7-string for $100. And I got this Peavy Viper over here on the 6505 channel. And it's sounding meaty, y'all. You know, it's sounding meaty with that 112. I'm impressed. One thing I want to talk about before we get into the gear review is not only like and subscribe to Metal on a Budget, because I want to help y'all save some money and still get a good tone. And that's what this channel's all about. And now that you're probably wondering why I'm sitting on the floor. We'll go ahead and break that down and get that out of the way. I'm sitting on the floor because I have nowhere else to sit. My room is jam full of music gear. It's a lot of it's mine, you know, like Crate and the Viper. It is mine. The 6505, and there's other stuff around me that you can't see in the video, which is good. I have quite a few items in here of my own, and then I have other band members' items that I have to take to 2 shows coming up. One is September 10th in Scottsburg at Beechwood, and the second one is in Madison, in Indiana. That one starts at 3. Doors open at 3. The first show that we're having, we'll be playing with Overload, Push Start, Noose Bear. Can't remember the other band's names right now for that show. The second show will be Isolator, Hollow Valley, and a bunch of other bands. Noose Bear as well, once again. And it's going to be a really good time. The first show we are having, it'll start at 5 o'clock. And both of these shows are lands on a Saturday. It's going to be a good time. It's kid friendly. I mean, it is going to be metal, but as a kid, I love metal. And basically, the first show, it's going to have a food truck, drinks, you name it. $5 entry fee, super cheap to get in, and hear some local bands jam out. The second show is really cool. That's happening in Madison. All the money that we get for this show from the entry fees, not our merch, all the money for that show will be donated to the people in Kentucky that were hit by the floods and the tornado and all that, the natural disasters over there. So we'll donate anything that we make to that cause, and I'm proud to be a part of that. That's awesome. That's what I as a, growing up wanting to play music, that's what I thought was awesome. Stuff like that where musicians come together and get things done. That is really cool stuff. So shout out to all the bands that I'm going to be playing with these next few weeks. It's going to be an awesome time. So with that being said, we do have shirts, we have bracelets, we have stickers. So anything that you buy supports the band to get some legitimate recordings out. If not, we're going to do it anyways. That ain't going to stop us, because nothing's going to stop us now, It's just how you have to be in the industry. You gotta want to do it. It's not nobody's gonna help you. You gotta do it yourself, and you gotta enjoy it. And that's what we're about over in Indiana. We enjoy playing music. It ain't about being cool. It ain't about this or that. But with that being said, let's jump to the topic that everybody's here for. So, in the past few days, I've had the other guitar player of the band that I'm in, Those Who Speak Evil. I've had his rig here, the one he's going to be playing for the shows, and because I have to haul him for him, he has to work, so I'm going to set his stuff up for him, so it just kind of helps him when he gets there. He doesn't have to rush or do anything like that. He'll just be able to jump on stage and play. Uh, the beauty of him letting me, well, I mean, it's for him, but he let me use the amp. And of course, I tested it out and everything, made sure everything was going to work good, for the shows and things like that. Well, then I had this idea. I was like, man, I have a Peavy Viper over here with a 6505 on it. And now I've had one in the past, but I didn't have a Viper to compare it to when I had a 6505 Plus. So now that I've had a chance to play this amp and the Viper back and forth, got this tone for the Viper set up to the tone of the 6505. And I must say, for a practice environment or a recording environment, I'm going to have to jump on the Viper. The Viper, I was really impressed with how close these two amps are for being a trans tube, 30 watt 112 to 120 watt all tube for 12 setup. And obviously, you're going to have more low end and more headroom, and you're going to get much louder with the 6505 Plus because, it is meant for gigging, and I believe that's kind of what it's only for because it's not ethical in the room. It shakes everything in here. And when I keep it turned down when I'm in the room, you have to keep it under, 3 on the post or it's loud, man. You can't really, even for practice, he only goes right under 3 on the post. So that's why I say I will record with this and carry this around any day over having to carry this around to a studio or to whatever. This, like I said, is going to be obviously better for your bigger venues to get, louder without, because once you get so loud on this, the speaker just can't handle it and it gets crazy, man. It gets crazy. So, if you want my opinion, if you want a 6505 and you've been dreaming about having one and you're just like, man, I can't afford it, that's where metal on a budget comes in. The Viper will do the 6505 metal tone for your bedroom setting and you will not be disappointed. Plus, I believe there's a built-in noise gate. It's a hair slow for my taste, but it does work. So, you don't even have to use a noise gate to clean it up. Like, I do have to use a noise gate, and I like to use a boost for this one. So, like, I have a 5150 pedal. I tried it in the clean section, and it sounded really good. Couldn't say it sounded better than the original tone on the amp, but I will say when I plugged it up to this amp and then did the same exact thing for this Crate GXL, which is half the price, a third of the weight, you're getting a very loud tone. And, so with that being said, we'll run through a little bit of tones that I have for this amp. It's a killer deal if you're into 6505s, and it's just, they're getting more expensive each day. So I'm very lucky to be able to test this amp out. I won't be testing the 6505 Plus out today because I don't have my AB switch on me. There's just not enough room in here, and I want the other guitar player to be in the video with me. He plays his amp, I play my amp. Who sounds better for a recording purposes? Okay, so now that you've heard a little bit of rhythm, we'll do a little more rhythm stuff, and I guess, and then we'll do some lead stuff with the Peavy Viper. This thing is going to be perfect for what I want for when I go to the studio. I'll have control over my sound. I'm tired of going into a studio and the dang guy's like, "Oh no, just plug up into the Kemper." I'm tired of using Kempers for recordings. I'm not into it. That's cool. They're great. They're awesome amps, but I want my own specialized tone. I don't want something that I have to make on the fly just to make it work. No, I want my own settings that I've worked on for months, that I've played on for weeks. That's what my ears like. So yeah, that's where I'm really digging the Viper. And you can get a foot switch for it, and you could probably get away with doing smaller gigs, mic'd up to a PA with it, no problem. It's loud, definitely loud for what it is. Uh, so let's get on with some of the music. Like I said, Schecter 1999 007. I just like the name. It rings off, rolls off the tongue. It's nice. Now we're going to go into a little lead channel that I've created for myself for practices, and let's see what we can get done with it. We'll go ahead and flip to the neck position here. I like the little single coil. Not a lot of my guitars have a humbucker and single coil pair, so I'm really digging the different tones you can get from this. Other than this model, I have another model that's a 006 that's coil tapped. I really like that as well. It's pretty cool. So we'll get on with it. Yeah, this is just, I because I'm having to set on the floor, I can really feel the bass. So if you ever feel like an amp doesn't have any bass, just sit on the floor, I guess. Well, I have a basement too, so this isn't, it's hollow underneath me, so it is making for a good little effect. It's really cool, and that's why I say, do you need a big blowed out tube amp to have quality tone? No, you don't. And you don't have to spend thousands of dollars to achieve these quality tones. It's just a matter of getting the right guitar that you're looking for the style that you're looking for, and working with the amp that you have and slowly building on to what you have. And would I recommend you buying a 6505? Yes. They're awesome. It's loud. It's going to blow everything out. You know, you'll blow the speakers in your cab. It's so loud. So, yeah, I would, if you're a bedroom guitar player and you're just looking to have some fun, dive down on the Peavy Viper. And by the way, I'm not sponsored by any of this gear. This is all paid gear between me, the other guitar player in the band, and it's honestly just genuinely good. It's both amps have some serious qualities to them, and like I said, it's all about getting the tone you're looking for, and then practice with your fingers, because your fingers is really a big part of your tone. And I'm not hearing a huge difference between the two amps, other than this one has a little more fizz at high, when you're turned up, obviously, because it's a solid trans tube state being. I don't know. Um, Other than the 6505 is just a really dark setup with these, I think they're Patriot editions. But yeah, if you want to hear this big beast in action, you let me know down in the comments. Like I said, none of this is, paid. This is all paid for me. No, I'm not sponsored by anything. Uh, you also want to give a like to the band page. Those who speak evil, anything helps. We're an up in, we just started playing music, and we're just starting to get back out there. I played with other bands in the past and done some pretty cool shows and things like that, and it's really inspired me to get back out there and do it now. But this time around, I'm actually trying to create a channel, and as I progress, if you noticed in my past videos, the gear just keeps getting better, or, well, I wouldn't say better, because I'm looking for cheap stuff. Um, if you haven't looked at the other videos I have, go ahead and check them out. Um, they're in the link, they're in the description below. If you go to the channel itself, I believe. Yes. Next review I should be doing, I can't remember if I've done it already. I've done a few and then haven't followed through. But a Digitech RP 350 pedal, which actually I'm going to use it as a backup rig just in case one of the bigger amps go down. And it's something that I even overlooked as a gearhead. Oh man, that thing ain't no good. It did take a little work to get it going, but now that I have it going, I'm impressed. Can't complain. And I think that will be the next video that I do. If y'all are interested in seeing this big bad boy versus the Viper in a bedroom setting, let me know. Please like and subscribe. Thank you.